Hello, and welcome to the Middlest, our Patreon-only show where we talk about the episode with the exact middle user rating, because we want to see what the show looks like at its exact average, not just its highs and lows. I'm Joseph Fink, I'm the high.
I'm Meg Bashmaner, and I'm the low.
I guess, yeah, I set you up there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And this is Ruby, and she's the middle.
We just can't do a big middle joke again.
Ruby's asleep, so she can be the middle.
Yeah, Ruby, not even waking up as we say her name.
Yeah.
Okay. That dog is out. Today's Middlest episode is, Meg?
It's season 3, episode 4, The Passersby.
A Confederate soldier, for some reason. We can talk about in a moment why that choice was made. But a Confederate soldier is coming home from the Civil War. He stops at a woman's house he asks for some water, and he ends up hanging out on her porch and talking with her a bit. Her husband has been killed in the war, also a Confederate soldier, and there's just constant stream of like injured soldiers heading home down the road. And then, of course, the big reveal, which is fully spoiled in the Paramount Plus episode description, is that everyone is dead, and this is the road to the afterlife. And at the very end, Abraham Lincoln walks down that road.
The last victim
of the Civil War, and the Confederate woman and Abraham Lincoln share a moment.
Yeah, it was spoiled in the Paramount episode description that I didn't need to read, because within the first, 3 minutes of this episode, you're like, she dead.
Yeah.
She was like, I had a fever. I'm like, okay, cool, you're dead. And then she sees a guy who's like, ooh, she sees a guy walk by and she's like, that guy, I thought he was dead. Again, as we talked about in the main episode, this does feel a bit like I think maybe Rod Serling just had the idea of like, Lincoln, he was really the last casualty of the Civil War.
You know, you're right. I didn't even I thought it maybe started with like a road of the dead, but I do think you're right that it started with like, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
And then he just wrote an entire episode to get to that idea.
Yep.
This episode was aired on the 100th anniversary of the Civil War, so it was kind of their big Civil War episode. Let's get to the question of why the fuck is this written from the point of view of the Confederacy? What is that doing? What does that add to the story?
Well, I think there's not a Union woman is not going to want to put a bullet in Abe Lincoln's head.
Well, she doesn't want to put a bullet in Abe Lincoln's head. The person she wants to shoot it's like a soldier who she thinks was involved in killing her husband is the person she wants to shoot.
She just wants to shoot anyone from the North.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a way you could write that a Northern woman who had her husband killed might want to shoot someone from the Confederacy.
It was the 50s and the 60s. We were in that revisionist history time.
Yeah. Just like Rod Serling, you're a left-wing Jew from Syracuse. Like, why did you write this from the Confederacy is my question.
Well, why was in the worst episode in The Bard, the first historical figure you could think of was Robert E. Lee?
That does lead me to believe, was Rod Serling a Civil War nerd? Yes. And was kind of one of these actually the Confederacy. I don't
think he was actually the Confederacy guy, but I think he probably was a Civil War nerd, just based upon this episode and the pulling out Grant and Lee as his first historical figures in the Bard episode.
Yeah, not a lot. Again, as we talked about with the best, this has the one big idea. Well, I guess the two big ideas. The one big idea is a road of the dead. And the second big idea is, if you really think about it, Abraham Lincoln was the last
yep.
casualty of the Civil War. It struggles to fill the rest. There's a lot of just the man and the woman sitting on a porch talking as these endless parade of wounded soldiers walk by.
There's some acting with an A, big A acting.
Yeah, it's still, just throughout the Twilight Zone, I think, again, we're seeing more theatrical acting. Everyone's acting in a way that, the people up in the mezzanine can get. They haven't yet figured out that you have to act smaller on television because we're closer in, so everyone's still playing to the rafters.
It does fill the space with this is the perspective of a woman who lost her husband in the war, who lost her city, who lost her community. It's talking about what this woman specifically lost, as well as what the country has lost, what the losses of war, which again is a subject for Rod Serling, given how much he lost from the war.
It's
his
true.
War. So we do meditate a bit on the cruelty of war.
Now that I think about that, there is kind of an interesting conflict he sets up between, as you say, the woman is still very obsessed with what has been lost, specifically her husband, and she's still very angry. She wants to shoot a Union soldier. She wants to get kill exactly one Union soldier to revenge her husband's death. Whereas the Confederate soldier who stops and talks to her is just done. He just doesn't care anymore. He has no animosity towards the other side. He just would like to get back to life and to no longer live in war, and he is just tired. So there is these kind of two things of and maybe this is him talking a little bit about a soldier's point of view versus the home front's point of view. From the home front, the conflict is a little more like about, morals and beliefs, and like this conflict of beliefs, and ours has to win. But for a soldier who just like watched hundreds of people die in front of them, it's just a little more of like, I would like to no longer watch people die is what I would like out of this world. And that is it for the preview of this episode, to get the rest and also to help us get maybe a little closer to breaking even on the show, which we haven't done yet. So that'd be nice. Go to our Patreon, which is in the show notes. You also get ad-free versions of the main episodes and our undying love. Bye.